Welcome to the virtual college exploration for all California students, sponsored by the College2Career Fairs and StriveScan. Thank you all for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off so that panelists cannot hear or see you. If you want to communicate with them and ask any questions, use the Q&A button. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so please be sure to check out the full schedule at college2careerfairsconnect.org. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same website, college2careerfairsconnect.org. I'd now like to turn it over to our presenters.
Awesome. All right, guys. So thank you guys so much for joining us. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. My name is Cassidy, and I represent the University of Houston. I am based out of Los Angeles, so I am a regional representative. So if you have any questions about anything that you hear me talk about today, I am your person to answer them. So I will go ahead and get into it. So University of Houston is a Tier 1 research institution in the heart of Houston, Texas. Okay, so we're about 10 minutes from downtown Houston. I would say that U of H is about a moderately selective institution with an average incoming GPA for freshmen of about a 3.6 GPA. Right, and then I do want to iterate, California is our biggest out-of-state market. So we have more kids from California than any other state. I live out here just to recruit California students. So that should definitely indicate to you that we're certainly looking for students from California. So now I'm going to go ahead, talk to you guys a little bit about the university, about the city, and specifically about our program in hotel and restaurant management. So Houston, I hate to break it to you guys, is not a college town. I know sometimes we hear Texas and we think of like cowboy hats and the rodeo and stuff like that. All of that stuff is there. So if you like that kind of stuff, you'll certainly fit in Houston. But Houston is also the 4th largest city in the nation. It's actually the most diverse city in the nation. Some really cool internship opportunities in the city. So the Texas Medical Center, which is the world's largest medical research center, is in Houston. Houston is home of 24 Fortune 500 companies right in the downtown Houston area. NASA, of course, is in the city of Houston. So for all of these different reasons, Houston really is considered the #1 city for a college student to start their career. Now, for a student that's interested in hotel and hospitality, or in hotel, restaurants, and hospitality, I think that Houston is a unique city for you in that it is one of the food capitals of the world. So people like to call Houston the fattest city in the nation, but really people just consume a lot of food because the food is really good. I mean, if I lived in Houston, I'm sure I would be a lot heavier than I am because there are a lot of really cool restaurants in Houston. Houston being the most diverse city in the nation, we have a lot of international cuisine in Houston. So you have anything from like Southern food to Creole food, things like that. We have a large Vietnamese population in Houston. We have a large Indian population in Houston. So you really have all types of different cuisines. And I would say in comparison to California, it is a little bit easier to break into the restaurant industry because it is not as expensive. Real estate is not as expensive in Texas. And just everything in California in general seems like it costs more, including running a business. All right. So I will talk briefly about some of our academic programs, just in case you're a student that's maybe thinking of minoring or majoring or double majoring in something other than hospitality management oriented programs. So we have a great architecture and design program, thriving business program, one of the top 25 entrepreneurship programs in the country. So if you were interested in maybe picking up a minor or a double major in entrepreneurship, that could certainly enhance what you were doing in our hospitality college. Our College of Engineering has several nationally ranked programs. We have 17 different programs that allow a student to earn their bachelor's and their master's degree in either 5 or 6 years. And then of course, our College of Hotel and Restaurant Management, it does bear the Hilton name. So that is because it was originally started with a generous donation from Conrad Hilton. And so therefore it bears his namesake. The picture that you guys see on your screen is a picture of our Hilton Hotel that's on campus. So this hotel has actually been on our campus since the mid 60s. I think it's 1964. So we have been teaching hotel and restaurant management for over 50 years. So we're a tried and true program. This hotel is 95% student run. So all of the jobs from helping take reservations and the reservations manager to the front desk managers to the folks that are kind of working in like the janitorial services. We have a restaurant on campus or in that hotel that students work and cook at. So this is probably our only program. It is our only program on campus where your classes, your internships, and your part-time job opportunities will all kind of be housed together. So you can't see it in this photo, but to the very right of this photo, you have all of their classrooms. So our HRM classrooms are actually kind of in this basement, and there's there's a first and second floor of that building as well. And then of course to the left, that's the actual hotel. So in that classroom or in that facility, you have classrooms that have kitchens. Okay, so you have like fully stocked kitchens just to kind of so that we can teach students their way around a commercial kitchen. You have a brewery down there in the basement. You have what we call our wine lab, which is where we teach our students how to taste wine, how to read a wine list, and all of that stuff. We also have students that are processing and making wine in that building as well. So a lot of cool, unique opportunities. And then there's two restaurants in this hotel, but there's one that is 100% student run, from the cooks to the staff to the waiters and waitresses. It's all student run. So very unique program. Alrighty, so now I'm going to talk about the degree programs. There we go. The degree programs in hotel and restaurant management. So of course we offer our bachelor's of science in hotel and restaurant management. So it is kind of more or less a specialized business degree. You'll be taking classes from accounting to economics and law. You'll be taking some classes in the social sciences. Of course, you'll be taking hospitality marketing classes, and you'll also take human resources and communications classes as well. So as you can see, it is highly interdisciplinary. So you'll be taking classes from the actual College of Hotel and Restaurant Management, and you'll also be taking some classes from the business department and even some classes from the College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences. And then of course, we do offer a dual master's degree. So this will take you 5 years, but it will allow you to focus on a very specific aspect of the industry, whether that was food and beverage, and then kind of within that, you can specialize in food, or you can specialize in wine or beer, or kind of just keep things a little bit more general and you'll just specialize in food and beverage. You can also specialize in management. And then within that, they have a track that will allow you to really hyper focus on global hospitality. So kind of looking at the hospitality industry and how it functions internationally. So I do want to make the point that we also have a PhD program in hospitality. We're one of few graduate or doctorate programs in hospitality management. Now you might be wondering, well, what on earth would I do with a PhD in hotel and restaurant management? Most likely you'll go on to teach hotel and restaurant management, and you'll do some really specialized research in the field. So you'll work with our professors and you will, whatever it is that you would like to investigate about the industry, you'll spend your 6 years investigating that. And then most likely you'll go on to teach the subject, okay, or continue doing research. But all of these programs are great for students, of course, that are interested in hotel and restaurant management. So your career could look anything like your first maybe few years, you're like at an entry-level management position, and then from there, you're kind of working your way up within the company. So of course, it's great for kids that are interested in hotel and restaurant management, but it can also be used for other things such as event planning. So that could be anything from having like a wedding planning business to planning like large political events, things like that, to even planning music festivals. So like the folks that put on Coachella, that's a whole huge team of probably like hundreds of people. So any one of these degrees will prepare you well to go in and get some good jobs in that field. So then moving on. So in terms of career planning, this is one of our only colleges, one of 3 colleges that has its own career center. So hotel and restaurant management, engineering, and business have their own career centers, whereas the students from other majors at the university are accessing the same career center that everyone in the university is using, just like the general university career center, which is great. They can certainly help you access whatever opportunities that you're looking for. However, by you having your own career center in the HRM college, you have that extra bit of specialized one-on-one attention. So in our career planning center, they're doing things like putting on career fairs, hosting alumni chats, putting on professional development workshops, internship fairs, and they also do business and professional etiquette training. And I actually, when I wrote this presentation, I checked their virtual calendar to kind of see what they have going on virtually. And they have something just about every day. So I think that that really speaks to kind of like their commitment to helping students figure out what their next steps are going to be. And we really value that at the University of Houston. We understand that you're only going to be with us for 4, maybe 5 years. So we really pride ourselves on being able to offer you the resources that are going to help get you to wherever it is that you want to be when you're finished with U of H. All right, and then the last thing that I will leave you guys with, so our admissions policy this year, of course, we will be test optional. If you apply with a test, you still qualify for our assured admissions program. So assured admissions just means that if you meet these requirements, you're guaranteed a spot in our freshman class. So just briefly, top 10%, Texas law requires us to admit all students in the top 10% of their class, top 11 to 25%. If you've got a 3.4 or higher, you're automatically in. Below that, you'll go through our individual review process where we will look at your 2 letters of rec, your personal statement, and your resume. And then of course, if you're in the top 26 to 50% of your class, you'll need a 3.45 or higher to be automatically accepted. And then if you fall below that, just know that we will offer you the opportunity to submit your letters of rec, your personal statement, and your resume. And then the final thing that I will end with is our out-of-state tuition fee waiver opportunity. So we are a school that will allow you to pay our in-state tuition if you meet these certain requirements. So it is a merit-based opportunity. So the way that it works is our scholarship department will look at you, and if they decide to give you one of our what's called our academic excellence scholarships that range from $1,000 to $6,000, then in addition to the cash that you get from the scholarship, you will also only pay our in-state tuition. So our out-of-state tuition is $12,500, and then our in-state tuition is $4,500 a semester. So even with our out-of-state tuition, it's still significantly less than a lot of research institutions. However, if you were to get that out-of-state tuition fee waiver, you'd pay the $4,500. So the way that you can make yourselves marketable for that is if you are in toward the top 25% of your class with about a 3.65 GPA, you're going to be a strong candidate for that opportunity. And all you will need to do to be considered for that is apply not by November 15th. This is an older slide, but apply by November 1st, and we will automatically consider you for that opportunity. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to hand it off to our next presenter.
Hi, so I'm going to jump in. My name is Jasmine, and I am the California counselor at the Swiss Education Group. We're a network of 4 leading hospitality, business, and culinary management schools in Switzerland. Let me share my screen with you guys. Like with Cassidy, I am based in LA. So I am the local rep. You don't have to find someone in Switzerland if you have any questions. So this is actually one of our campuses, and it is the Co Palace. It is a former palace hotel. It's up in the Swiss Alps, and this is the hotel where people like the Rockefellers, the Kellogg family, F. Scott Fitzgerald. This was where they stayed when they vacationed in Switzerland, and this is one of our campuses. So this is where you could live and where you'd study. So Switzerland, for those who haven't been, is a super small country in the heart of Western Europe. We're right between France, Germany, Austria, and Italy. And when I say we're small, I mean that in the time it would take for you to drive from Santa Monica to about Palm Springs, you would have pretty much traveled across the entire country. So from some of our campuses, you're about 2.5 hours by train away from Milan, about 4 from Paris. So a ton of opportunities to travel once you're there. Switzerland's also really well known for its chocolate, for its cheese, its watchmaking. It's also known for its safety and its high quality of life. So it's always at the top of lists of best places in the world to live or happiest countries in the world. And why you might want to study hospitality specifically there, well, Switzerland is actually considered the birthplace of hospitality. Basically, hundreds of years ago, it was a really popular location for the aristocracy and nobility in Europe to travel to. And so the Swiss started building some of the first luxury hotels and sort of codifying the systems of hospitality that are still in use to this day. So it's for that reason that some of the first hotel schools were started there. And if you go into the head office of many of the big hotels all over the globe, you will find people in management positions who were Swiss trained because of our tradition. So like I said, we are a group of 4 schools. Each of them has a different area of specialization, although we're not like most American schools where you have dozens of majors to choose from. All of our majors are focused on hospitality management. So we're not one small school within a bigger college. This is really what we focus on. I'm not going to go into too much detail about each of the individual schools. I will focus more on our hotel and event management and our culinary arts programs. But if you want more information about our hospitality and business programs, my contact information will be at the end of the slides, so you can feel free to reach out. So the Swiss Hotel Management School, we are one of the top ranked hospitality schools in the world and the first hospitality school to be recognized as an Apple Distinguished School for our use of technology. So this is a really great option for students who want to focus on hotel and event management, as well as more creative students who are interested in pursuing interior design. So this is the school where the campus is the Co-Palace. So obviously amazing operational facilities. You would have a spa on campus, a fine dining restaurant on campus. All of this is student run. And so what you see here is our grand hall. Our students are always throwing banquets and galas, and often we do invite VIPs. So I know we've thrown a banquet for the ambassador from the Dominican Republic. We held the opening gala for an international wine competition. We had Charlie Chaplin's granddaughter over. So a ton of amazing opportunities to really put into practice everything you're learning. Culinary Arts Academy, we are one of the few schools where you can get a bachelor's and even a master's degree in culinary arts. And I'd say the biggest difference between getting a degree versus a certificate or an AA is that we don't just teach you how to make an amazing dish. We also want to teach you how to run a kitchen, how to manage a restaurant, how to open up your own business. So you learn more about the management and business side of things. So the campus is shared with our entrepreneurship and international business schools. So there is really great synergy there between the students. Again, one of the top ranked culinary schools in recent rankings. And for culinary students who want to focus more on sort of just cooking and baking and pastry, we do offer short-term certificates ranging from 3 to 9 months, where you can focus purely on desserts or vegetarian culinary arts. I also want to add that for a bachelor's program, you are learning in addition to business and culinary things ranging from how to make sculptures out of chocolate and sugar. We teach students about product development. So we work with MAN, which is a flavor development company that does aromas and flavors for companies like Nestle. And so you learn about the food product development side of things. We also teach students about how to style food and food and media, so that whatever area of culinary arts you might be into, whether you are a chef or you become the next Food Network star, you're ready for a career in the culinary field. And so our bachelor's program, it is structured a little bit differently than most American schools. It is a 3-year program, not 4. And the reason for that is you don't do any general eds. You go straight into your program from your very first semester with us. So in the first 2 years, you are in school for the first half of the year. And then in the second half of the year, we send you out to do an internship and put everything you're learning into practice in the real world. So the internship is paid, it is international, and it is mandatory for all of our students to do both internships. And so these are just some of the places where our students have interned in the past couple years. Of the students that I've worked with in the past 2 years, I know students who have gone to Jamaica, Tokyo, Shanghai, Barcelona. Some have come back to the States. Others have stayed in Switzerland. So really global opportunities available. Many of our students do choose to intern at 4 or 5-star hotels, although we also have students in restaurants or working in the hospitality department for things like the International Basketball Federation or the UN. And then for our business and finance students, we also have students working at banks or at luxury watchmakers. So really international opportunities available in all areas of hospitality. So after your 2 internships, you would come back to us for your final year. After 1 full year of study, you would graduate with a dual degree. You would receive the Swiss degree from us, as well as an American or a UK degree, depending on your major. Our American partners are Washington State University and Northwood. And so we really believe in learning by doing. And so we don't just want you writing papers on how to run a hotel. We really want to make sure that you are practicing everything. So in the first year, up to 50% of the classes are practical. We partner with a variety of companies. These are just some of them. And so these companies, they offer our students guest lectures, field trips, workshops. They give our students case studies and real world projects to work on. So as an example, with the Ritz Paris, they partner with us for our advanced mixology and pastry modules. La Mer, when they visited last year, they gave our luxury brand management and marketing students a project where they wanted to rebrand in China. So our students were able to do the market research and pitch ideas to some of their executives. We also offer a variety of master classes on things ranging from digital marketing to caviar tasting to, we had a pastry workshop with a gold medalist in the Culinary Olympics. So a ton of opportunities to be involved and really put into practice everything you're learning. Like I said, all of the campuses are based in former hotels. So you really are living and breathing hospitality. We are the largest English-speaking hospitality educator in Switzerland with about 6,000 students across 4 schools. But each school is quite small with about 6 to 200 students on campus. So you get the career network and opportunities of a bigger school while still having the support and the family feel of a much smaller school. And we're super diverse. So most of our students are international, and Americans are definitely the minority over there. So you're definitely going to make friends from all over the world. So after graduation, we hope that you'll be able to find a job if we can place you in an internship after 6 months of study. So 96% of our grads had at least 1 job offer upon graduation. But for us, it's about more than just job placement. We really want to help you fast track and build your career. So 89% of our alum actually hold management positions or have started their own company just 5 years after they graduate. I think because you graduate with a very different resume than many of your classmates, that really helps you stand apart from others when you are applying for work after graduation. And obviously having that year of international work experience definitely helps. So again, my name is Jasmine. I am the California counselor, and so please feel free to reach out to me with any questions. If there are any seniors here in terms of admissions, we do use a rolling admissions process, although I would highly recommend you apply around when you're applying for your American schools, because you do have to apply for a visa if you do get in, and that can take some time. We're not on Common App, although we do have an online application, and we are test optional. So with that, I will pass it on to my colleague. Thank you so much for listening.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alex Liebman, and I'm with UNLV in Las Vegas. I'm going to attempt to share my screen. I'm hoping you guys can see this. One of my friends on you guys can let me know if you guys can't see my screen. And so again, we are the Hera College of Hospitality at UNLV. So that's University of Nevada, Las Vegas. I am located here in Las Vegas. I'm actually a native born and raised. UNLV is a large urban institution, research institution. We have over 30,000 students, but we also have this awesome Hera College of Hospitality, which is our flagship program of the university. I just wanted to, I'm going to share my information here. I'm the director of recruitment, specifically for the College of Hospitality. One of my colleagues from the Office of Admissions is doing a separate presentation on UNLV in general. So I encourage you, if you want to explore a little bit about UNLV as a whole, definitely check out her presentation as well. But I'm really going to focus right now just specifically on the College of Hospitality. And so normally if we were all together, I would have kind of a conversation with everyone in the room about what hospitality is. And that's mostly because for many years we were known as the UNLV College of Hotel Administration. And a couple of years ago, we changed our name officially with the launch of our new academic building. We thought it was a great time to kind of rebrand and really have a name that represented us as we are today. And so we kind of over 50 years ago started as a program very focused on hotel management specifically, and over time have really expanded to all assets of hospitality. So I always like to share kind of that general definition of what hospitality really is. And at the core, kind of when you strip everything back, when you're thinking about hospitality, at the core, it's all about creating experiences for people. So I like to talk to students about if that resonates with you, kind of that idea of creating experiences for people. If that's something that really excites you, then hospitality really is a great degree program for you to pursue, because it's going to give you a lot of career options afterwards, like my colleagues online have said as well. And so we see our students really going into so many directions in hospitality. Many of our students are interested in that traditional, right, career path in hotel management, but we really see students really exploring careers in food and beverage and restaurants, meeting and events, conventions, tourism, beverage, right? Small family-run businesses to large mega resorts. Really, there's a place for hospitality, really all over the world, and in everything that we're doing, even in those industries that you don't think is traditional hospitality career paths. With the skill set that you get in hospitality, you can really leverage your skills into careers in so many different areas as well. So we are here at UNLV in the entertainment capital of the world in Las Vegas, and recently ranked the #1 hospitality program in the country, a recent ranking by QS, by a recent ranking internationally, and that actually had us on #2 internationally, #1 in the US. So we're really, really proud of that report, the QS report. And why do we think that that's the case, and why you should consider hospitality, specifically in UNLV hospitality? Definitely we're ranked in our reputation is international. We're a really well-known program, but we are in a really perfect location to study hospitality. Las Vegas really gives us this living laboratory for our students to study in, which really is really unparalleled, access to the industry. If you haven't been to Las Vegas, it is quite a hospitality capital, and we have some of the world's largest resorts here in Las Vegas. We bring in mega conventions and conferences. We have a multitude of dining and entertainment venues. Really, again, kind of the relationship that we've built with the industry is really special. And it's not just enough to be here. You have to really build those relationships, and UNLV has really taken the time to do that. So our students get really that hands-on experience while in school. And amazingly, we don't have our own hotel on campus, and why, I guess, is the question, right? We have such good relationships with our industry partners that they encourage us not to build our own hotel. They said, work with us and bring your students right into our property so they can learn hands-on. And so that's what we've been doing. And we really feel that we have kind of that right mix of theory and practice. So you definitely, this is an academic program. You're going to learn in the classroom, but you're also going to learn hands-on outside of the classroom as well in our program. So a little bit kind of by the numbers, I shared the ranking. We have about 2,000 current students in hospitality specifically, again, kind of a smaller subset of our larger UNLV population. We have a diverse group of students. UNLV has consistently been on the top of the diversity ranking as well as a whole. Our college is pretty special in that we have about 20% international students, which is a really high percentage for a US state institution. So our students really get exposure to students from all over the world, which is really, really exciting. We've graduated over 18,000 alum. I would say about half of them end up staying in town, half are really, you'll find them all over the world. I've traveled with the dean quite a bit, and it's always fun because we always run into somebody from UNLV on our travels, at a hotel we're staying or an event that we're at. So that's been really, really awesome. Um, in a normal year, right, we have about 600 student internships that happen. Our students are actively doing internships throughout the year, fall, spring, and summer. We have about 100 different hospitality organizations that recruit with us and interact with us on a regular basis. And we also provide scholarships for our students as well. So our academic program is a Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management. It really does provide our students with that kind of broad educational approach to hospitality. It will, and I'm going to share a few of our kind of the required courses that you'll find in hospitality, um, do look a little bit like a business school, right? We see some of those business themes, and that's because we are a hospitality management program. Our goal is that you are going to graduate from our program and enter into some kind of entry-level management position and grow within the industry. So you will learn kind of those fundamentals in food and beverage, human resources, marketing, accounting. I always joke with students, if you are interested in hospitality because you don't want to do math, you definitely will have to do math in this program. Data and math is really important in hospitality management. And so I always joke with students that are trying to get out of math class. You're definitely going to have to work with numbers in this program as well. But you also are going to get a lot of hands-on experience in our program as well. Our program is a Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management, but you have the option to do concentrations. And we just actually redesigned our curriculum and launched that this year. And so now our students actually have the option of selecting 2 concentrations if they want. It is not a requirement to choose a concentration, but you have some options. So currently our concentrations are in gaming management, so that gambling and casinos. Obviously we're here with a lot of casino partners, and there's some of the best minds in gaming research right here at UNLV. So gaming management is one. Restaurant management, again, for my food and beverage folks out there. We also just launched a new beverage management concentration that's new and available to students as well. So a lot of our students are going to choose to do both the restaurant concentration as well as beverage and kind of get the best of both worlds in our program. We also have a concentration in event management. And additionally, we have a specialty program under the umbrella of hospitality in PGA golf management. So that program does have a separate set of admission requirements, and definitely reach out to me if you wanted to connect with our director of golf management. But it's a really cool program where our students are learning the business side of golf under that larger hospitality lens and doing some amazing things in the industry. So in addition to kind of the academic side, we also provide or ask our students to get that hands-on experience, and that comes in kind of 3 different categories. Work experience, we do require our students to complete 1,000 work hours in the industry upon graduation. So it sounds like a lot, but when you think about what that means as far as full-time, it's equivalent to about 6 months of full-time work that you can do over those 4 years. We also accept hours that you've done prior to coming to UNLV. So a lot of our students already have some of those hours banked before they even step foot on campus, which is really great. We also require an internship, and that's that on-the-job experience. We have a ton of formal internship partners that work with us to create more internship experiences in their facilities and at their hospitality organizations. Um, a lot of our students actually choose to do multiple internships, but the requirement is one for credit, which is a 3-credit course that you can complete really at any time during your program, but most of our students complete that in their junior or senior year. We also require our students to complete capstone courses, and your capstone course will likely be driven by what concentration you end up choosing. We have a capstone courses. Basically, what that means is you take everything that you've learned over the 4 years at in our program and apply it to a real life situation. So, for instance, our students come up with a restaurant concept and have to execute it. Our students have worked on actual events where they help partner with an organization that's putting on an event and help them actually execute that event, market it, plan it, execute it. And so these are all those things that you're going to have for your resume to take with you when you're getting that job after graduation. So we ask a lot of our students. We also provide a lot of support. We have our own career center, one of I think 3 college-based career centers on campus. The Bob Bogner Career Center. Bob Bogner was a alumni of our program and really um, thought it was very important for, our hospitality students to have their own career center, and he funded the opening of the career center. And since then, it has really grown into one of our, most important resources for our students. They work; they're really kind of the front door and that connection between the industry and our college. They post jobs nearly every day. There's messages about a job or an internship or a volunteer opportunity that is available to our students. They also manage a very special mentor program. We have for our junior and senior level students, they can sign on for a year-long mentorship with an executive in the industry. Most of which are here in Las Vegas. Again, we're leveraging our location to provide you that personalized mentor experience with somebody at a director level or above in the hospitality industry. They also put on a number of networking events, information sessions. They help you with interviewing resumes and so forth, even just career development and figuring out what segment of the industry is going to be the best fit for you. So we do have a lot of resources that are available to our students in ways of career exploration. Finally, we also provide our own college-based scholarship, UNLV as a whole. When you apply to UNLV, you're considered for university-based scholarships automatically. The sooner you apply, the sooner you'll be considered. So definitely you want to get your applications in as soon as possible. In addition, the College of Hospitality also has a separate application for scholarships, and the deadline for applying for those scholarships is December 31st. And in fact, our application goes live this week on October 1st. So if you're interested, I definitely encourage you to fill that out as soon as possible to be considered for college-based scholarships as well. We're also a part of the Western Undergraduate Exchange Program, which is really important for our California folks that are listening. Um, so if you qualify for the WUI Scholarship Program, it actually makes tuition 150% of in-state tuition, which is all of a sudden a really great value for our out-of-state students. And then you can then stack any university-based scholarships or college-based scholarships on top of that. So again, we already have a really great value at UNLV. Both in-state and out-of-state tuition is very affordable. And then when you incorporate the Western Undergraduate Exchange Scholarship as well, then it becomes really, really affordable for our students. I also just wanted to share that we have launched a new virtual tour. We opened up our new academic facility, Hospitality Hall, at the beginning of 2018. It's the newest building on campus. We have we're around for 50 years and have shared a building, with the business school for nearly the entire time. And so recently opened our brand new academic facility, which we're really, really proud of, Hospitality Hall. It's intentionally not named for any organization because what they did was actually offered founder level opportunities for donations. And so we have about 8 different founders that made this possible. So as you walk around and you explore our building, you'll see names like Caesars Entertainment, MGM Resorts International, Station Casinos, Konami Gaming, Marriott Foundation. We have all of these partners that help made this building possible in addition to the state of Nevada. So we're really, really proud of this new building. I encourage you to hop onto the virtual tour and take a look because I know it's really hard to visit right now in the current state. So please go to unlv.edu/hospitality. You can access our virtual tour directly from our homepage, and you can see different stops in our academic building as well as campus highlights as well. And so that's about it for me. Our application for admissions is open. Like my colleague, we have rolling admissions, which means you can apply now and get an admission decision very quickly. And so I highly encourage you to apply. The sooner the better, though, because that's how you're going to get considered for scholarships. So you can access the application at unlv.edu/admissions. There is not a separate application for admission for the hospitality school. If you meet the criteria to be admitted to UNLV and select hospitality as your major, you can be admitted to our program. We do have slightly different admission requirements for our international students. So definitely visit the webpage to learn more information. And that's about it. And I think we're opening the floor for questions for everyone.
Thank you to all our presenters. We have about 5 minutes, so if you want to ask any questions, please do them now. Type them into the Q&A. And while that's going on, I just have one more closing slide. Thank you for joining us. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. Also, this was just one of many sessions that are being hosted, so please be sure to sign up for additional sessions at college2careerfairsconnect.org. In about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording, as well as all the other session recordings at college2careerfairsconnect.org. Thank you. Like I said, I'll keep this open for a couple more minutes, so if you guys want to ask any questions, feel free. All right, if no one has any questions, I'm going to end the meeting. Thank you very much to our panelists.